sleeper cells. There are cells in Washington, D.C., all throughout New York City, and the entire state. So many that they say that they cannot identify the cities, just there are them everywhere in the state of New York. San Francisco, California, Santa Clara, California, Los Angeles, California, San Diego, California, Houston, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Boca Raton, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Boston, Massachusetts, Plainfield, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, Cleveland, Ohio, Laurel, Maryland, Potomac, Maryland, Herdon, Virginia, Springfield, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Charlotte, North Carolina, Detroit, Michigan, Columbia, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, Denver, Colorado, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tucson, Arizona, and Seattle, Washington. List of cities that we'd received from U.S. intelligence. These are the FBI sleeper cell locations where they believe that there are cells in various cities that should be on a heightened state of alert. Now, again, this was back in 2023, but we're seeing all of this coming back now as we're entering into 2026 because of everything that is going on.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, those who rule well and who I learned this truth from. And salutation to the brothers stiffly pushing this one truth in all sincerity and diligence, risking both your lives and freedoms to do so. All right, Shalom to the rest of the elect as we all await the second Exodus coming quickly by the hands of Lord Yahweh Shah. This your brother Rakaga Bar, back at you again with another lesson. All right, entitled redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right. Redeeming the time. All right. Because the days are evil. All right. And we know in lieu of the joint strikes from Israel in America. All right. Over there on Iran. All right. That there are tons of warnings popping up of sleeper cells and counter T attacks happening on American soil. OK. And we know that, it just had that. You just had that mass shooting in Austin, Texas. All right. Matter of fact, let's pull that up real brief. You had that mass shooting in Austin, Texas, where they said the alleged shooter, all right, he had a shirt. He was wearing a shirt that said property of Allah. All right. Whether it be a psyop or not, we see the direction they're going with this. OK. They're about to be activating these sleeper cells across the nation. All right. And ultimately, to crack down on this place, man. All right. But yeah, Texas gunman wore property of Allah hoodie and Iran flag T-shirt during the attack. They say he had photos of Iranian leaders at home. All right. And that mass shooting, all right, where 14 was wounded and 2 people was killed, that just occurred. And I think you had another mass shooting in Cincinnati. Okay. Yeah, you had another one in Cincinnati, Riverfront live music venue. Okay, a mass shooting. You see, they say 9 hospitalized after mass shooting. All right. And I don't know if they went out and explained, the details of this one, but you can see with these mass shootings, the narrative that's being pushed is that these sleeper cells is being activated. All right, that these sleeper cells is being activated in lieu of the war that's taking place over there with Iran, man. All right, and I just pulled this up. All right, because all of these warnings, these experts, it say counterterrorism experts fear sleeper cells could be poised inside the U.S. It say Iran sleeper cell fears rise after Austin shooting. Canada gym attack. So it must have been some shit that took place in Canada. See, and guess what? The prophets, we've been warning you. This type of shit will happen, man. All right. We was never, Lord, we couldn't give you the date when this shit will pop off. But as you can see, this shit is popping off. All right. And that's why the Lord said that he would, fill this place with men as with caterpillars, man. All right. And we know that Iran had lifted up that red flag of revenge. And this current supreme leader dude is truly dead, because you got conflicting reports coming out about it. But if he's truly dead, then I believe that will make two of their, generals or top leaders that Trump assassinated under his watch. So yeah, you can expect, all right, mass shootings and bombs and shit to go off over here in America, man. And they just gonna lock this shit down. All right, but it say, yeah, Iran sleeper cell fears rise after Austin shooting. Canada gym attack. Let me see here. I didn't hear about that one yet. Concerns over the activation of Iran sleeper cells in America have increased after a deadly shooting in Austin involving a suspect with alleged ties to Iran and a separate gun attack on an Iranian dissident's gym in Canada. Okay. Yada, yada, yada. Let's see here. It said the FBI and the Joint Terrorism Task Force are assisting in the investigation, and officials said they were indicators that could suggest a possible terrorism nexus, according to the Associated Press. And I played that video because they got all these cities that's on the list for sleeper cells where they could be activated at. They got this mass list where all these potential cities, they said Kansas City on there, all right? But they mentioned all these cities where, you can expect this type of shit to happen. All right, and we brothers have mentioned, we know where the World Cup is coming here. And hey, that's even to see if things are even looking relatively normal, come time for that, man. Because at the rate things are going, this is only March, and you had Trump. He took out, they apparently got Maduro. Now this dude, and I think it was somebody else, man. You see, so at the rate things are going, this place is very, very likely to be locked back down. All right, and we know whether or not that was a psyop with the dude in Austin, Texas, wearing a Property of Allah shirt. It doesn't matter. They still using these events, all right, to push forward with shutting this shit down again, man, and being justified in completely, doing what they want to do over there in Iran. You see, but let's grab this. Okay, this is Ephesians 5 and 15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, man." Okay, and these people, like we mentioned at camp, these people, man, are through. These people have no inkling of caring the world of what's going on around them, man. These people don't pay no type of attention. They live a day-to-day life, all right, looking for the next happy hour spot and the next, new scene, new attraction. And those be the main shits that get shut up. Not to say that brothers don't, step out and do what we do from time to time. But even then, we're circumspect, man. We understand, we will understand the times that we living in, man. Okay, scriptures say, use the world, but don't abuse it. All right, these people abuse the world. They, you know what I'm saying? That's why when you read Isaiah 47, it speaks about them that dwell carelessly, man. These people have no type of, readiness to them. Okay, these and that's why you got all these travel warnings going out, travel restrictions and all these various places, because you clearly in a fucking time of war, man. And what is it gonna take for you people to wake the hell up and see that shit? You see? But yeah, man. And so this shit is about to touch home for a lot of you people, man. All right, but it say, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." Yeah, man, the days are evil, man. All these damn mass shootings back to back, sleeper cells activating, ICE agents, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with famine, an economic collapse is poised to happen any moment, because that shit with the oil, all right, as that progresses, they could close the Strait of Hormuz, man. You got Houthi rebels, Hezbollah. See, that's why scriptures say, walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, because we understand the times we living in, man. You got motherfuckers still out here chasing careers and really looking forward to a future in this place. This place has no future. The future is grim. The future for this place is to be destroyed, man. That's it. All right, because if you don't think that Russia and China and All the people that got interest with Iran are just going to stand back and watch as this thing progresses. You know, as that Ezekiel 38 war pans out, you got another thing coming, man. You see? But we understand the times we in. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. See that? So that's what you can look forward to. It's saying one people shall stand up and fight against another and swords in their hands. Yeah, man. And that's on all levels, man. That ain't just these sleeper cells and these foreign nationals and shit. You people gonna be fighting each other, man. You people are so damn divided. You fighting over red and blue. You know what I'm saying? You people are gonna destroy each other, man. All right. The scriptures say due to the lack of bread and great tribulation. Okay. So it's getting very bad out here, man, to the point to where it's like a lot of people are like, you know, avoiding, you know, mass gathering events and shit because you never know. All right. And then this is 16 to say, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another. And this place has been invaded. You know what I'm saying? They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah. All right. Sedition, revolts, protests, right? Talks of overthrowing the government. All right. Trump is trying to tell the Iranians, take back your government. Okay. You people gonna be on the same shit over here. So, yeah, man. They say a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yeah, because they're going to lock this shit back down. You know, as the narrative is being pushed, sleeper cells, World War III, you know, all these, in-house conflicts, you know, they're going to have to lock this place down, man. And they're going to use these events as reasons to why, you know, they're going to have to do that. Okay. Former FBI official sounds alarm on threats from sleeper cells. So that's what it is, man. All right, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, but that was the point, man. You know, that's pretty much the point, you know, redeeming the time because these are evil days, man. All right, and we ain't gonna be here too much longer just for the simple fact that the Lord is letting all hell break loose, man. Okay. What's down there happening in Mexico, all right, the cartel and shit and everything that's going on, all right, very, 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 very soon, the same shit is going to be happening here, okay? And may this be that year where we really see this shit ramp completely all the fuck the way up. But anyways, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out and give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, DTA Wah Baba Ball, Shalom.